the view I have of this dog. My leg, your leg. It's just making a little triangle for her snoot to be like, goldfish, please, mother.
Mommy, please. So, babe, we're here on the podcast together for the second time, and not on a calendar year, I guess, in 365 days. Rachel couldn't make it today, or yesterday, or the day before that. Desperate for content, I reached out to the person I knew I could lean on in my hardest of times.
You fix that.
My wife.
Desperate enough.
Desperate for content. Scraping the bottom of the barrel. I talked to my wife. No, you said you wanted to be on the show before, and people liked it when you were on here before. I like having you around.
Yeah.
You're a cool person. We got a few questions from the Discord so people can get to know you a little bit better again. And I went to the trouble of looking up online, what is the exact website called? 100 plus actually fun questions for couples to laugh and enjoy.
Actually fun.
It's by Abhishek.
Okay. Oh, well, thank goodness.
This is not going to be written in English very well. But we'll get to that after the jump. Whoa!
Hey! Oh, I fell.
Welcome back to the RF Fitness Podcast, brought to you by rffitness.net, your source for online coaching for and by busy grown-ups like you who are on the quest for health and strength in everyday life.
Oof. I'm
your host, Rob Finlayson, certified older brother, fitness coach, and certified husband today and every day. And I'm here with my co-host,
Mo Finlayson, certified tired but not too tired to do this pod.
I hope.
Certified math interventionist. And mom and wife.
You are all those things, babe.
Yeah.
You're a modern woman doing it all.
No.
Welcome back to the show. Anything off the top that you want to say to the listeners, or just you've always wanted to clear up? No. Sounds like when my mom was on, and she was like, "You guys said XYZ very wrong."
Oh, I don't know.
Corrections.
You haven't had a banter episode in a while, and I usually call you out on things right away.
That is true.
Like, yeah. Of course it's the red folder. Like, that was months ago. We've done it.
That was the last time ago, man.
I'm trying to remember. There was something on the last one where I just accosted you in the kitchen. I was just like,
about right.
That's not how it is. And you're like, oh, okay. But I can't remember what it is. Yeah, just accost you right away. And then
I get it in real life.
Don't hold on to it.
That's fine. So we got a few questions from the Discord. I had asked people if they wanted to ask you things. And they did, because people are interested in you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Colin asks, here's a couple of questions here. He says, she does math stuff. Why is she no like D&D?
So at least when I've played with you, no offense,
wow.
I think you'd pride yourself in this. It's a lot more storytelling, role play, put your imagination into it than math. The math that happens is like, you rolled this number. Is it greater than this other number?
Yeah.
That's something I do with my first graders in math intervention. I'm not excited by the math. Yeah. And as evidenced in the intro, I get tired.
Yeah.
So a game that takes 2 hours with no end in sight, I'm done.
So we agree that math is boring?
No, because it's mostly 2 hours of, hi, Mira.
Come on.
It's mostly 2 hours of storytelling.
Yeah.
I don't want to get taken into a dream world of magic, apparently.
You'd rather
unless it's the Chronicles.
Sleep on the couch.
Narnia.
Sleep on the couch, wake up to roll a 20, and then go back to sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
Good times.
Sorry, Colin. Hope you like it.
He loves it.
Okay.
What about the best memory from when you guys started dating? Got a cast of memories way back.
Honestly, I think all the dancing that we went.
Did a lot of dancing back in the day.
Yeah. First date at the
caves.
It wasn't even salsa, it was swing.
Mm-hmm.
Swing dancing. Eating just housing a whole pizza beforehand.
Yeah, dude.
Just not. I think it helped that we'd already known each other.
Yeah,
also
that
through dancing.
A lot. I was just telling a client about this the other day.
Yeah.
About how we met. And
so I didn't have to be like, oh, I have to pretend I don't house lots of pizza at a time. It was just
did.
Oh, I know you.
You can watch
We're on a date now.
For pizza.
Yeah.
It was a large pizza too.
Yeah.
I think we ordered it we'll split the leftovers kind of thing.
Oh, what are you
and
gonna
then
take
there
them to the swing? Yeah, no.
Stick them in the car or something like that. I don't know, man.
I don't know. But yeah, I think it just started out very comfortable with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all good memories. We got to skip the awkward stage.
It's kind of awkward getting to know you stage. Yeah, that was pretty cool. We got to get to know each other instead as like salsa partners.
Mm-hmm.
Attitudes dance at UMD first.
Yeah.
That was pretty neat. I enjoyed that. I'm trying to think if like there's any like one particular thing from when we were dating that I was like, man, what a time.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun when we went to the Dells. It was like one of the first summers that we were dating. Took a little trip.
Yep.
Even though you claimed you hated the Dells, you had a lot of fun.
I did.
Bath salt birds.
Fucking insane. Yeah.
Bedspreads on the hotel at the like Kalahari or whatever. I don't know where it was, but it's somewhere I think.
I don't think it was a Kalahari.
No, that would have been too nice for bath salt birds.
Yeah. It was like the off-brand, like the Walmart brand Kalahari.
Kalahari.
Yeah, Kulahuru. It was definitely still like tropical themed.
Yeah.
But like vague, not specified type of tropics.
Yeah.
Where there's just like toucans and shit. And
yeah.
I remember complaining about how they had mismatched iconography from different eras of like Central American archaeology. Yes. You married me on purpose. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you nerd out about.
That's what I nerd out about.
I like math.
What's this dog borking about? How about the worst date you two ever went on? I assume these together.
Oh, yeah. I mean, plenty of bad ones you weren't a part of. I'm trying to think if there's like any time that we were trying to like go somewhere and everything didn't pan out. Just the type of person I am, I'm going to get really stressed if something is supposed to happen and doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't, again, like we skipped the awkward stage. There wasn't.
Sure.
I can't think of anything. Can you?
No. Like I feel like our personalities gel so well that if something doesn't go according to plan, I am able to like pivot really well.
Mm-hmm.
And you're able to go with the flow really well. And you're good at planning ahead for things.
Yeah.
You know, so if there is an inevitability, or there wasn't a plan we probably would have gone for, especially when we were first dating. You know, like I knew, because if I was planning dates, know that Mo likes to have a plan.
I do.
We'll do X, Y, Z. And then in the moment, if that doesn't pan out, I can pivot.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't think of anything.
No.
Sorry.
I guess we're just like really boring.
Yeah.
We're pretty drama-free people.
Yeah.
It was pretty rad. Do you want to talk about the worst date you've been on without me?
Sure. I will.
As long as it's funny?
I will name this person Jonathan, which was not his real name.
Okay.
Jonathan was a friend of a friend, and they're like, y'all should go out. And I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then he picked me up. We were going to go to a movie. It was like high school or like very early college, something like that. Probably high school. Mm-hmm. He picked me up. We were going to go to a movie. We drove to where the movie was, and he was like, actually, seems like it'll be crowded. Let's not. And I was like,
what?
Oh. What?
Okay.
And then I also remember just not liking the music he was playing in the car. There's just like so many of those awkward missteps.
Yeah.
And then when we were like already in the parking lot of the movie theater and he didn't want to go to a movie anymore.
Yeah.
Like, he might have even said like we wouldn't be able to talk much, but he doesn't talk. So we went to like a Panera next to the movie theater and didn't talk there. And then maybe hung out at his house for 20 minutes and also didn't talk there. And I never wanted to like be in a room where talking is not an expectation more.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I was in that movie right now.
That would have been great.
Nah, yeah. And then I think he's just like, I don't know, let's go for a drive again. And we were both hating it. And I think he's like, should we just be done? And I was like, yes.
Yes, God. Jesus Christ.
And then I had to go to the mutual friend and be like, nah.
Dude.
We were like, no, but we really wanted this.
Why?
And I was like, this is the worst.
Yeah.
I think I'd like seen him at some event and I was like, he's reasonably attractive. I'm a teenage girl.
Sure. Yeah, right.
I want someone to take me to a movie.
Yeah.
And he wanted to almost take me to a movie and then be silent at Panera instead.
He just couldn't quite clinch the finisher.
I don't know, man.
Actually going to a movie.
It was so weird. It's like, if we were really talkative, he wasn't a talkative person, so it was like, why? You should have gone for the movie.
Right?
It was weird.
Like, know what you're doing, I guess.
Yeah. That was mine. Do you have one you want to share?
I've had plenty of very bad dates. Yeah. I briefly dated a girl in college who had some kind of in at the movie theater, and she was like, let's go hang out at the movie theater. It's like, dope, I love movies. We weren't there to see a movie. It was closed. So they took
Is her name Jonathan?
Yes.
But not really?
Yes,
okay.
Her name is Jonathan. Weird. Are we dating the same person, babe? So Jonathan takes me in like the front door, but they're closed. So it must have been early in the day or something like that. I don't know. So she like knocks on the door, and then the guy who's there like making the popcorn for the day opens it up, and then it's just some dude, and like Jonathan and this guy talk with each other just like about work while I'm around for like 45 minutes.
No.
And I'm just literally sitting on the countertop being like...
So wait, she was not scheduled to work.
No.
But she's like, let's go to the movie theater.
Yeah.
You're thinking to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Why do people want to dupe us into not watching movies?
It's
messed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just watched her have this conversation.
Basically watched her have a conversation with a coworker, an extended conversation with a coworker. Then I think eventually I was like, do we want to get lunch or something? Because we went and walked around the boardwalk.
I heard there's a Panera by the movie theater.
There's a Panera by the... This is in Duluth, so I don't know. There's a couple sushi spots in Duluth that I kind of liked. So I was like, well, why don't we go to one of these spots? And then like we were walking around with a peer, and like she called me the hard R word.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. Because I had said something apparently somewhat untoward. I didn't. I was having a normal conversation.
Yeah.
She straight up was like, dude, are you? And she hits me with it. And I was like, who the fuck are you, dude? Yeah. So that one didn't last.
She wasn't
long.
trying to be cool like Black Eyed Peas.
No, she wasn't saying like get it started.
Okay.
She was like, dude, are you R-started?
No.
And I was like, no, but this date is fucking over.
Yeah. By the time we were in college, I was like 20.
It was definitely not cool.
2008, 2011. Everyone knew. Everyone knew.
We all knew better.
It's not the 90s anymore. Jonathan.
Knew better.
Jonathina.
So you see, we went through all these shitty dates with other people. So we can only have good. We saved them all up for each other.
Yeah. I'll try to think of something. I'm trying to be an honest person.
Yeah, same.
But we just rule.
Yeah. I'd say that's the honest truth.
Not sorry, Colin, or whoever asked that.
Colin goes on to ask, how has she learned to work around/with your ADHD? This is a fun question.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's not mine to manage. And then I think I just know which tasks your ADHD will be well suited for. And, like, those are, like, cooking and, like, things like that. Like, you explained it once. I don't know if it was on the pod or to my face, but, like, you can keep a lot of things going. Like, I have to just, like, watch the eggs and finish the egg. I do walk away when I make eggs. That's a bad example. If I like got the pancakes going and then I'm trying to also make bacon and like something will get burnt, like I can't do one task, finish it. But I think your ADHD suits you well to be kind of dabbling around the kitchen. Yeah. But like scheduling appointments.
Not my strong suit.
Like keeping up on bills. Like there's just stuff that I've learned need to be me, although you're getting the taxes done.
Somehow that's become my job over the past few years.
Your job is more complicated.
My taxes are weird because I'm a contractor.
So I will still be like, did you do that? Like at dinner tonight, I was like, do you give tax lady the things? And you're like, no. So I do sometimes have to check up, but I don't know. For the most part, I think I take the things that I know I'm more well suited for. And
I think we're both actually very, very fortunate to have found each other in that way because our skill sets, we've said this in the last episode a bazillion times, and I know I've said it a bazillion times, our skill suits complement each other super duper well. Yeah. Like we are fully like
one functional human.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, you are the puzzle piece that completes me as like a functional adult. Like I think you're right. I think it's a lot of having like a distinct division of labor. I think is a huge part of it because it's easy, I think, to get very frustrated with a partner who you feel isn't like pulling their weight, or they're not doing the thing the way you want them to do it, or they're not like keeping up on the things that you find are important. And I think a really helpful thing that we just sort of naturally fell into is sort of like not having those expectations of each other. Like early on, it was very apparent that our brains work very differently. Yeah, and it's part of what attracts us to each other. This is part of why I'm attracted to you. And like just realizing that and coming to terms with that and not saying like she has to do these things the way I do them. Or like you're not saying Rob has to do these things the way I do them because it's not going to happen that way.
The mugs in the dishwasher.
Literally everyone who's ever lived together has had this issue about
the dishwasher.
The dishwasher. Yeah. Literally like
we both need to run
30 minutes ago, listeners, we were talking. Mo was giving me an impromptu lesson on how to load a dishwasher.
I mean, sideways mugs, then just
the mugs are too big.
In the side.
You got the big mugs, babe. Your mugs are too big.
I got it from my student.
It's a nice mug.
She picked it out for me.
It is a very nice
The only time a student was like old enough to be like, you said it was your birthday. I'm an 8th grader. And I asked my mom to go to Target. I thought you would like her. Jonathina the 4th, you know.
That's very true.
It's you.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
We did it.
We did it.
Answered.
There's more questions, don't worry.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Amanda, has a few questions as well. She asks, what is a topic Mo could rant about for hours and why? Parentheses, what's her Roman Empire?
Ooh. I mean, obviously math.
Yes.
I do get excited about math. Like whenever it can pop up IRL, like when I had to collect that stuff for the taxes, I was like, ooh, I know where I can find this and how I can calculate all the different amounts we spent. And I don't know. I do get also really excited about like not just the math itself, but when I find like a new way to connect with my students, new teaching stuff. Although I'm not one of those people that's on all the teaching blogs, like the assistant principal. I remember this fall, he was like, oh, what like math podcasts are you listening to? And I was like, oh, literally none. Yikes.
Yikes, dude.
I was like, if you need murder podcasts, I was like, listen to My Favorite Murder. I like Criminal. I think at the time I was listening to Morbid, but I've fallen out of it. Opportunist. But yeah, it's just like, no
math casts?
I don't know.
We have the equipment, babe. You could start a math podcast.
I don't know.
Of your own.
I'm good.
Thank God. Trying to be supportive. I'm really
it's like when you did the like wrestling and D&D podcast, and I was like, I love you so much. I will never listen
you mean
to
football and D&D?
Whatever. Sports ball and game I don't like. Woo! It's just
wrestling and D&D would fucking rule, dude.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, maybe my hatred of sports I could go off on for a while. But yeah, I do get excited about math. I don't know, parenting. Like I could obviously go on rants about parenting, how kids be.
Definitely how kids be is like the thing
how kids be, because at home I'm dealing with one all the time, and at work I'd be dealing with how kids be all the time. The kids I teach are kindergarten through 8th grade, so 5-year-olds to like 13-year-olds.
Yeah, that's kids who be.
They be
being that way. Where Amanda goes on to ask, when did you know she was the one / did she have a moment she knew you were the one? That's a good question.
Probably like early dates. Like like we mentioned, first date was so comfortable.
Yeah.
And I'd had like a crush on you when we were doing our dance stuff.
Big
like
sense.
I was into you.
Defo.
But we were dating other people.
Yeah.
It's a cute guy I danced with. Yeah, I don't think there's like one moment. Again, I think having already known you and been more comfortable with you, it wasn't like, I don't know, I went on 3 dates with this guy I met online and now it seems legit. Like it just always seemed gradually more comfortable. I don't know. You like introduced me to some of your friends really early on. Like
a 3rd date, I want to say.
Yeah. So like that was kind of like a point of like, oh, okay. I think you met my parent. We met each other's parents really early because we were living at home. Parents, it was right after college.
Yeah, it's like roll through my place and my mom and dad
teaching job.
Yeah.
After paying to teach, student teaching. Stay at home for a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, I don't think I can pick one moment. I think it's just comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, we moved in together, I think, like 9 months or so after our first date.
It was about a year. Close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a pretty big move. literally and figuratively speaking. So we definitely, I felt very confident there. Yeah, I don't know, probably like 6 months in, my mom asked me like, what do you think about Mo? Like, if my mom was like, you dated a lot of girls, like this one seems different. Like, what do you think?
Ooh,
and I was like,
different.
yeah. And I was like, I think she is the one. I think she's special. I think she's gonna be it.
Catherine.
Catherine. I remember we were sitting out on that deck covered in fucking wasps because they live inside our Four Seasons thing.
God,
it's just so many dead bugs, so many wasps.
I'm always a little bit scared when we go there for like the pumpkin carving or the events.
No, you
like,
should
be in this space.
That's
I'm like,
the correct response to have.
Okay.
Is fear.
Deal with your wasps, Catherine.
I've tried so many times. Yeah, but it was like my mom and my dad were there, and we had just finished dinner, and she was, we were drinking some wine together, and she asked me about my girlfriend. Mm-hmm. I think we like probably just moved in for a couple of months at that point. Maybe, I don't know, something like that. It was early-ish on. I'm clearly all over the place. I'm not a math guy.
The math.
I'm not a mathematician.
The math's not mathing.
I'm not a mathographer.
Yeah.
Let's see. Amanda asks, what is her favorite part about being a parent? Is it the same or in a similar vein to what she loves about teaching?
I think, especially like this week, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. We just
look at
too,
her,
yeah.
like, I'm just like, God, I just love you. Like,
she's pretty great.
She's part me. She's part you. What's not to like?
Yeah.
Other than her behaviors when they're bad. She just, I don't know, I just look at her and I'm like, dang, that's my kid.
It's pretty cool.
She's so funny.
She's very funny.
And that makes me just fall in love with her all the time. What was the exact question again?
What's your favorite part about being a parent?
Favorite part about being a parent. Okay, so I was like, is it my favorite thing about her? Yeah, I think it's just like that unconditional love that is so different from marriage and being someone else's kid. I don't know, it just hits different. Yeah. So I think it's just that feeling. And while sometimes I'm like, could I go to the bathroom for 10 minutes and not have you calling my name? Maybe even like 3 minutes.
Someday.
I'd take it.
Someday.
But at the same time, it's like, I feel very loved by her. Pretty much all the time.
She's very warm.
Even if she's mad at me, it's because she wanted to be with me and I told her she had to wait. Or
generally,
whatever.
That's when she gets upset with you.
So just like knowing how much she loves me. Just, I don't think I can describe it. I think she even asked me one time. Just
really?
Like, grew inside of my body. It's like a special bond.
Yeah, explain to a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a 5-year-old probably at that
She's
point.
6 now.
Yeah, she tells me many times. She told me earlier today, I'm 6! We were at the grocery store, and she was riding on the cart, like on the side. And it was like, because she was hanging off, and like one boot was hanging off, and like one boot was on. So she was like kind of like bumping her foot on the floor as we go. And I was like, okay, kid, I need you to jump on or jump off. I need you to pick one. And she's like, no, I can do both. I'm a big girl. I'm 6! I was like, well, okay, dude, fine. I gotta get these grapes or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, she rules.
She's awesome. That's probably my favorite thing about her is how funny she is and how good at words she is.
Yikes. Before you said that, I was gonna say I wanted to add like the good qualities in her come from us raising her. I think there's a pride in that.
Definitely.
Like, she's funny because we're funny around her and not just at her level of like, knock, knock, who's there? Like, we still do that, but just we joke around with each other and she picks up like comedic timing. So like when the best things about her, we've had a hand in them.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's really cool.
I can see all of the best parts of you in her for sure. Like she's so studious at school and she like gets along with people really well and she's like not afraid to talk to people. She's very, very social. Like she's such a social kid.
Yeah, well, that's you too, and you're so creative, and she's got the creative.
She loves to draw. You were saying today about how
that's not me.
Right. She loves to draw dinos. She's good at it too.
I love to impose rules.
She's legit good at drawing dinosaurs now. Like I'm actually impressed. Like beyond, this is a 6-year-old. Is it the same or in a similar vein of what you love about teaching?
No.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, teaching's my job and I do love my students, but just the joy I get from being a mom feels very different. But yeah, I mean, I do still, like, I'm proud of my students when they do well, and I guess there was that little bit of, I had a hand in that, but
sure,
it hits very differently.
And she says, what's the funniest thing that ever happened to you?
Jesus,
This
High
is a
pressure.
big question.
Ooh, superlatives. You start. I don't know.
I don't know if I can think of the funniest thing that's ever happened to me. That's a really high bar. Funny things happen to us all the time because we're funny people. I was just thinking the other day
really
about.
Humble.
I was thinking the other day because I saw someone on a video. It was a Dungeons and Dragons video that you walked in on me watching the other day. It was someone talking about creating interesting NPCs, and she was saying that in order for someone to feel interesting, they must feel interested, like in you. Which mirrors something I've thought a lot about in the past, about being funny or being perceived as someone who's very funny. And the fastest way, I think, for people to identify you as a funny person is to laugh at the things that they say. Because if they think that you key in on their personal sense of humor very quickly, they'll say, that's a funny person. Yeah, which sounds like very spook, self-serving kind of way.
Yeah.
But it's just something that I think naturally, like I just find many things very funny. And I find the humor in most things. And I think because of that, I laugh a lot. And people say, well, he laughs a lot. He must be a funny person.
Yeah. But what's the funniest thing? Answer the question.
Good question. So the funniest thing that happened recently that I remember just really, really enjoying was the other night when we were playing Wingspan. Oh my God, it's him with Wingspan. We had the turkey out.
Yeah.
And because I was talking about how all the cards in Wingspan. If you haven't played Wingspan, this is going to make no fucking sense to you.
It's so dope.
It's
you just
really
get to build it. Is it aviary or apiary?
Aviary. Apiary is for bees.
Oh, gross. Aviary.
An aviary for a bunch of different birds of North America.
And if you're Mo, you win all the time, and it's awesome.
This is the game that I have them because it's birds, and birds are dope. I'm the bird guy.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was talking about how theoretically all the birds that you see in the game would be female because they all lay eggs.
Oh, yeah.
But obviously the art displays mostly the male birds because their colors are, their plumage is whatever. And like the turkey specifically is very clearly a tom. And I said, because a female turkey looks more like a female peacock. And he said, oh, what does a female peacock look like? And I said, well, they look a lot like a female turkey.
You say shit like that?
You fucking lost it.
I know.
Like, it was the funniest thing ever.
It was very funny in the moment. I think I was also drinking.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of high too. But it was just like, I don't know, it was just such a warm, like, laugh from you. And so before that, I love the sound of your laugh. I think you have a very pretty laugh, and I love to hear it. Yeah. So that felt very good, and that was very funny for me.
So I think you like things you say and how people react. So I bet now I get what you're saying about that video.
Yes.
I can't think of a specific thing right now. It's a little too high pressure.
What about one of the funniest things Olivia has done?
The other day she was saying I love you when she was leaving my classroom in the morning to go to class because she goes to the school where I work. And as she was saying I love you, she burped. And then she and I have tried to replicate it since, and we can't. It was too perfect.
God.
That was funny.
Like on accident, she burped?
Yeah. It was you can't imitate it kind of thing.
Yep.
Otherwise, I don't know. I find SNL very funny, and I love sending you videos from that.
You don't send me the videos. You sit down
I show
and make
them
me
to you
watch
IRL.
them
Yeah.
Yes.
They're like, oh dang, you got to see this.
And I don't really have to, but you show it.
Yeah,
to me.
you do.
And I appreciate it.
You married me, so you do.
Yes, I did. To my great pleasure. Those are all the questions we got from the Discord.
Okay.
We feeling
Thanks for asking them. Sorry
if it sounded like I was
being a hater.
No.
Yeah, I always feel the pressure if it's like, what's the most blah thing
Those
that's
are tough
ever
questions.
blah?
Yeah.
But we still came up with something.
And there's a lot of recency bias as well. Like, what's the most funny thing that happened recently with the kid or whatever? You know? Okay, so 100 plus actually fun questions for couples to laugh and enjoy.
They better be actually fun.
I have to again say that questions for couples to laugh and enjoy isn't a real sentence the way English works. It's bothering me, but okay. There are multiple like categories here. I'm gonna read them off to you. I want you to pick one, and we'll read one question from it.
Okay.
1 or 2 questions. We have discover your partner, you, not on air, romantic gestures, adventure and excitement, dreams and future, connection and emotions, surprises and creativity, passion and intimacy.
Not on the pod. Thanks.
Not on the pod. and uniqueness and quirks. Hashtag not pod. What you want, Mira?
Let's do uniqueness and quirks.
Okay. I'm going to
Sounds
open up
fun.
this thing so that the
Yeah.
dog stops screaming.
We're here, Mira.
This is the most dog content I've had on this side of the
well,
mic.
normally she's with me and you are recording.
That's true.
So if she's going to be whining, I'll pet her.
She's going to be Amy Winehouse out here.
Yeah,
Nice.
got him.
Okay, the link isn't working, so I gotta scroll all the way down to the bottom. This is not a well-made website. It's just I can feel them stealing my data as I look at these. Slipping through my fingers. Random. These aren't even.
You didn't bet this.
There it is. Okay. No, I looked
Great
it up like a
content
minute.
for the
Right.
pod.
Just
I
silence.
mean, you
as
did
I
ask
search
me
things
right
around.
before, like, do you want
Like
to
minutes.
record a pod?
Yes. Okay. Fun couple questions for uniqueness and quirks. Again, bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Get what
see.
you pay for.
You get what you pay. Sure do. What's the most unique thing about our relationship that makes it special?
We already kind of talked about like the yin and yang.
Yeah, I feel like we covered that a little bit. It's like
I
we
think-
complement each other very well.
I mean, this is kind of generic, but like
Mhm.
that we have shared interests and non-shared interests. I think
That's a really good
really
point.
key.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
So me hating D&D is for you, babe. You're welcome.
Thank you for falling on that sword for me, darling. You're so brave to take
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons the way you do.
There you go, Colin. That's why I don't like it. Because I need to not like it.
Because you need a break from me. It's like he can go play with his math nerd friends instead.
Bye.
God, what are these questions? Describe the sensation you feel when we embrace our quirks together. What the fuck does that mean? Is this a
CC Love Letter.
Is this like a fucking Scientology thing, dude?
I don't know.
What color are my eyes? Turn them blue.
Ew, what?
It's a Scientology thing. Don't worry
Oh.
about it. Please don't
Your
worry
eyes
about
are
it.
so brown, they're almost black. I thought that was going to be the answer, or the question was just what
No.
color are my eyes? You could just not use this website. It's an option you have.
This is what I get for getting the first. Yeah, clicking through on the first hit. Let's see what else we got. 200 funny questions to ask. Conversation starters. I can edit all of this out.
No, it's funny.
Okay, here we go. Ask your best friends. Funny question to ask a new friend, to ask your friend group, to ask your best friend. Olivia asked me yesterday who's my best friend in the whole world, and I told her it's you.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah, it's also true. Sorry, Ethan.
Sorry, Ethan.
Sorry, Ethan. Ethan's my best bro friend. Well, as co-host Rachel would say, you can have many best friends.
Oh, you can have at least 12.
17
if you're
and counting.
Rachel.
Look at the picture of these white women having so much fun over the
Oh
South.
my gosh, they're laughing so hard. That one woman's gonna break her neck. All right, this is
She-
the right.
If,
This
if,
is the
I'm,
right
if I can
list.
have as much fun, I'm going to put this on the camera.
You said you're gonna show camera. I'm in robe mode.
I know
We're
I
in
can.
a
I
fuzzy
can edit the camera.
robe.
I can edit around the camera too. Everyone can see how luxurious you look. What's a books or series you wish you could live in?
Ooh, I only read
I was gonna
books
say.
about white women being murdered. So none.
So just as real life, yeah.
No, thank you.
Or a series, like a TV series, maybe.
I also read, or I also
You also
watch
only
things
watch?
that are like dystopian. Dystopian's my deal, and thrillers are my deal.
Yeah.
I would not want to live in any of those.
You like it when
environments.
people are
I'm
mean.
Very
You
into
like it when
Severance
people
right
are
now.
sad. Severance is
and I'm
very good.
Very.
But I wouldn't
I
want
was
to live
very
there.
into Silo. Yeah, I do not want to live in any of the media that I absorb.
Yeah.
None of it's good.
Lord of the Rings for me. What is your favorite room in your home? That's a pretty good question. I like that.
Probably our like main room. I mean, now we call it the playroom.
Yeah.
But just our main room when you walk in.
Mhm.
It's all just kind of open. It's where the kid plays. And I've been
Mhm.
reading on that couch a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like it. There's some good art up there.
There is.
The plant wall. Do
I
you have
love
a
that
favorite
plant
room?
wall. The kitchen.
Mm.
Yeah.
That tracks.
That's where I spend, honestly, a lot of my awake time in
Yeah.
this house is in the kitchen, making or cleaning up.
Thank you.
I like it so much in there. I like making food for my girls. What's the weirdest thing you wanted to be when you grew up?
I always wanted to be a teacher. Maybe that's the weird thing.
I guess. You actually did it. That's the fucking
Yeah.
wild part.
Yeah.
No one does that.
I cannot even remember ever being like, I'm gonna be this.
Firefighter or whatever.
like maybe for a hot minute I was like, I'll be a lawyer or whatever, but like I never had any. Like I'll ask my mom, but I don't think I ever had a phase with consistently saying anything else.
You never wanted to be a professional alligator wrestler?
No, but I learned that you did. I think that came up in the last time we did the pod. You had like random get to know you questions.
Or like a bushwhacker?
God, no.
No?
We're good.
Not a fighter jet pilot or a comic book artist?
No.
Those aren't too weird. Yeah. If you were to eat the same meal at least once a day, what would it be? Breakfast.
Is that your answer? Or are you saying it about me?
No, that's my answer. Also, I don't think it's the actual.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's the actual spirit of the question.
What could I just keep eating? I could eat sushi forever if it's decent quality.
You could,
but if it's I have to make it, then probably like a fettuccine noodle dish or something.
I don't think you're like a make it for yourself girl.
What? Yeah, I don't cook.
No, that's what I'm here for.
If this is wide open and it could be anything, I could eat sushi because there's lots of varieties to that.
Yeah.
I feel like a few years ago, like before you started cooking for me, so I guess many years ago.
Yes. Oh yeah. I don't think I could eat the same thing.
But if you had to
eat the same meal at least once a day.
It wasn't every meal, once a day.
Yeah, just once a day.
Oh yeah, sushi.
Sushi. You know, I used to think that was pizza, and then we had pizza like 7 times in 4 days.
Too many times.
And now I'm like, I could never want to fucking look at a pizza.
I've been having salad like every day at lunch because at school for a pretty cheap price, I can just do the salad bar.
Yeah.
Working at school that has Chef Steve.
I'm sure he was a friend of the show, Chef Steve.
I'll tell him to. And like you get one quick mention that I eat the salads at school, and you have to listen to a bunch of stuff about my relationship first.
Plugged. What piece of clothing do you no longer wear but can't throw away?
I mean, my wedding dress is in a closet somewhere.
I guess that's true. That's probably an easy one. That'd
be a weird one to throw away.
People, yeah. What else do you do with it though? You know.
I don't know. I finally threw away that Halloween costume from 2 years ago.
The Sensei one?
The Splinter,
we just talked about that
old
too,
robe.
Yeah. The old robe.
I still have the rat ears and the ability to draw cute little whiskers on my face.
It's true.
So if I want to be a different cool rat, I've got that option.
Like Ralph from those books.
Yeah, probably wedding dress is the obvious answer.
Yeah.
Do you have a nostalgic
piece of clothing I no longer wear but can't throw away? Probably my dad's Air Force parka. I used to wear that in Duluth because it's extremely warm. And then I took it when he died. And I mean, technically I had it before he died too. But yeah, I just can't throw it away. Yeah. I got other stuff of his too, but but I never really wore those.
You could wear it, or like it wouldn't fit.
I mean, I have his old field jacket that I do wear sometimes when it's warmer out. It's just like a little bit small. Like
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm just longer limbed than my dad ever was. Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Like a lot of his stuff I would like to wear, but we were just different sizes.
Yeah.
I do have his old down vest, which I do like. My dad vest.
The green one or the orange?
The orange one.
Yep.
Green one is my dad vest. Orange one is my dad's dad vest. My father's vest. Let's see. Some of these questions are stupid. What 2 normal activities would be really weird if you did them back to back? These are questions for your best friend.
And then that weird job alligator wrangling. Like, let me get all
showered
clean,
then,
and then
wrestle alligators.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty strange.
Or eat at a sushi buffet and then go bungee jumping. I mean, I don't know if these are weird or just horrible idea.
I mean, like eat a lot.
I always don't understand the question.
Eat a lot and work out. I feel like is a bad one. I did that the other day. I had a bad time. Yeah. Let's see. Celebrity questions. Who cares? How would your parents describe your personality? Probably the same way we just have. If you could, would you go to outer space?
No.
No, fuck that. I gotta go to work.
Yeah, we gotta pay those taxes.
Right? What's the worst drink someone can order at a bar?
Don't go to a bar. Breweries are more chill.
Yeah, just make your drinks at home. What is the last movie that made you cry?
I don't know what movie, but I was watching Severance. Episode from last
week. Tell me that Severance made you cry.
About Gemma. Y'all who watch good TV. Just saying.
Yep.
cried about the current and about the past. They hit me.
And then also about the TV show.
Yep. So that was a show.
Yeah.
I don't know. Shout out to the John Wick-a-sance we did a couple weekends ago.
Yeah.
I don't think I cried. Unless I cried so hard laughing at him murdering dudes with pencils.
Like a fucking pencil.
Pencil.
Have you ever cried on John Wick?
No. Even when the dog dies, I just close my eyes because I know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And you grin it and you bear it and you know he's going to kill Theon Greyjoy and then it's fine.
Shoots him right in the face.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, spoiler alert. Whatever.
Well, I've been since
From
like
2005.
10 plus years ago.
I don't.
2014.
Okay.
think,
Like I
yeah.
said, 2014.
I knew that. I think the last movie I cried on was Barbie.
Which part?
The very end.
Mm.
Fucking wept like a baby, dude. When she like it's like the end when she's like fully
Gonna
realizing
go to her
personhood.
gynecologist?
No, like before
Okay.
that. When she's like running through Mattel and she meets the woman who like invented Barbie, like in that time capsule apartment or something.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
It's a very esoteric film. I liked it a lot. It's a very good
Yeah.
movie. But yeah, then she like talks about like what it's like to be a person, like a human.
Mhm.
Like America Ferrera has a great speech about being a woman.
Yeah.
And then Barbie talks about just like being a fucking human being.
And I'm trying to think if that's when they play that Billie Eilish song.
It
the
is,
one. Yeah.
yes, and
One of my students sang that
broke
today
me.
out of nowhere. I
Yeah.
was like, are you singing the Billie Eilish Barbie song? And they're like, I don't know. And then
Yeah.
they kept singing it.
And
Oh, no,
then
they were
before.
meowing it. That was it. My fourth grade group was just goony today. They came in
So
silly
wild,
and it didn't stop. And I
Yeah.
was like, we're still going to learn how to divide by 7 today, but like, we'll try and have some sillies along the way. Yeah, and they were like,
Yeah.
meow. One of them just went, meow, 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 meow. And then a couple more joined in, and they're like, meow, 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 meow. And then I joined in, and
God.
they did not expect that. And I was like, meow, 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 meow. I was like, go to
God.
class, guys. Bye.
Yeah, goodbye. Anyways, that song in that part of the movie made me cry a whole lot. Like I could not stand up for a minute or
Dang.
5.
I don't remember that. You're probably just silently weeping next to me in the
It
movie
was
theater.
nuts. It was
I mean, no
nuts.
judgment.
Yeah.
I probably did too. I
I've-
cry more often in movies
Yeah.
than in real life.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, certainly more than me, yeah.
Olivia keeps asking me, like, oh, when's the last time you cried happy tears? I'm like, probably when you were born, end of list. Like, I don't.
She's got
Happy
this weird
tears is
fixation
not.
with
Yeah.
Happy tears, yeah.
Happy tears is not like a thing I do. But yeah, in movies, they know how to just get you with the
They know what
music
they're doing,
and the
man.
combo deal. They're just like, we got you.
Yeah.
Tears in 3, 2. That's what I thought.
Even Good Dinosaur has some
Yeah.
choke up movements. Yeah. I didn't even see the whole thing, but it was good. Yeah. Look at the end of Good Dinosaur when he has like the vision of his dad.
Mhm.
Surprise, a movie about a
Dead
dead dad. Got to me.
Mhm.
I cried when I watched Onward for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a
More
Dungeons and
dead
Dragons
dad.
movie about
Dungeons
a
and
dead dad.
Dragons and Dead Dads.
Yeah, it's the 4Ds
Yeah.
and diners and drivers and bars.
Oh, it's too many. And diapers.
It's too many
Can you
D's,
do a
babe. We're gonna cry
D&D?
again.
You're gonna believe
We're
it.
gonna cry again. What's a fashion or beauty trend you're secretly hoping makes a comeback? Jinko jeans. Bring
Did
them
you
back.
ever have them? Or
No, Ethan
you weren't
did.
old enough to.
No, we were old enough.
Oh.
I just wish people would wear jeans again that had pockets big enough you could fit an entire PlayStation 1 inside of them.
Yes. Honestly, pockets in women's clothing
Mm.
have, other than cargo pants, which I think were kind of cool for a hot minute,
I
they
still wear
generally don't make pockets that hold your stuff.
Oh, can I
if you are
change my
female.
answer?
No.
Swords. Or people wore swords everywhere. Be
Did
dope.
it say just what people wore? Oh, it said fashion.
Fashion or beauty trend?
Sure.
It was fashionable at a time to wear a sword.
What's that movie we were watching and they just like threw them on the ground instead of putting them like they should?
Lady Hawk. Lady Hawk,
I
yeah.
fell asleep. I didn't see the
You're
end,
like
but it was
guards
fine.
seize that man and like they had swords in their hands and they set them on the ground to pick up spears.
And then later you see them in their holsters. It's like, you don't
Yeah,
have them.
it's like just put them in the scabbard. What are
Yeah.
you doing, guys?
I don't
Just set them on the floor. They're gonna get dirty. What the fuck is happening?
I don't know. Shout out Lady Hawk.
No wonder fucking
Shout out Chef Steve.
no wonder fucking Matt Broderick escaped your prison. What's your biggest irrational fear?
Ooh.
Hard to pick one.
I just have lots of smaller fears.
Mm.
You might think it's irrational, but when I come home and the house is unlocked, I lose my mind and I have to check every room, and then you keep leaving the house unlocked anyway.
I'm not trying to. I'm sorry.
Losing my entire mind, and I'll usually bring the kid in with me. She's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Don't follow me," and
I'm sure that
my phone as a flashlight and check the whole house. Yeah, she has anxieties too.
Oh, boy.
So is it likely a person has snuck into our house while no one was here? I don't know, but is it physically possible? Yes.
Technically, yes.
Speak in the chat. Tell Rob to lock the door. Otherwise than that, I don't know. I think when I was younger, I used to check for no reason. Like there wouldn't have been, like checking the closet at night, even though no one could really fit in it. I've kind of gotten over that, and now our kid does stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Otherwise, again, I don't know if it's irrational, but I get really nervous about like illness. Like last week when Olivia's birthday and birthday party were coming up, I think I like worried myself sicker than I was.
Definitely.
I just like had a cold, but I was like, but it could be strep and that could ruin the party. It could be COVID and that could ruin the party, and I had to get myself tested for both. And I didn't have them. And then like sometimes I need to check something, even if it's not likely. Or if my head itches at all, you have to make sure I don't have lice. Had it 4 times as a kid. So I don't know.
And you work in a school, so again, not like irrational, but it's just like more often.
Every time my head itches, it has always been dry skin.
Yes.
That should be where my brain goes first.
But it doesn't.
But lice.
The lice, though.
What about you? Do you have irrational fears?
I don't think so. There's not many things. I kept talking about this on the podcast with Rich. Like, I don't think there's many things that I'm like afraid of.
Yeah.
I'm generally not an
like
anxious
the collapse
person.
of our democracy, but that's not irrational.
It's not irrational, nor is it even like an anxiety. Like, because that's the thing. Like I was telling Rachel before. Like, if there's something does make me afraid or something does make me nervous, I get more curious about it than staying afraid about it. Like, I want to know more about things that are going wrong. I want to know more about things that could go wrong. I want to know more about things that are, that are potential challenges, because I think I'm like, I have to have a solution. I have to be able to fix this. I have to know the most. I have to know the enemy. I have to know what's coming up. I have to be prepared. That kind of thing. Which I guess you could categorize as a type of anxiety. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. We're at 52 minutes and counting.
I pointed so you didn't have to say that weirdly during the pod. I was just like, maybe one more question. I mean, I'll listen to every minute, but
okay, that's a good one for me, but not for you. That's a question you don't want to answer. Oh, here's an interesting one. What's the last thing you did for the first time?
Oh.
That's like a good interview question.
Last thing you did for the first. That is cool.
Right? I might ask people that in actual convos. Yeah.
I sing meowing to my students.
I suppose. Yeah.
And that was today. I'll try to think of something bigger or different. I'm trying to think of like places we visited recently that would be new.
Pump It Up was even the first time we went there.
Invited my whole kids' class to a birthday party.
Yeah. I mean, had a 6th birthday party, I guess,
Yeah. I think meow singing with my students.
Right.
I mean, call that a first.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm a pretty boring person. I do the same shit over and over again.
Yep. Same.
Good content. Well.
This has been. I gotta find the things that can say the exact words I want. Oh yeah, you do always.
It has to be
like
uniform
with aplomb. Say the very specific words.
Thing. This has been the RF Fitness Podcast. Yes, I'm available for online coaching, and now at a very low number of availabilities. I'm available for in-person trainings as well. Reach out to me if you are interested in that. To find out if it's right for you, head to rffitness.net. That's rffitness.net. And then scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page to see what kind of coaching I can offer for you. You should do the client application and hit join the party to jump in our community Discord server for free. Our theme music is Funk AF by Everett Almond, distributed by YouTube Studios. Thank you for listening, and as always, keep questing.